Some discoveries change the way we see the world. Others pull us into mysteries we never expected to face. Imagine setting out on an ordinary day only to stumble upon something that could alter your life forever. What would you do? Would you turn back or would you chase the truth, no matter the cost? Welcome and settle in. Today, we follow Alex, a man with a camera drone and a simple goal. But what he captures in the Appalachian wilderness will lead him down a path of danger, deception, and a discovery that was never meant to be found. His journey begins like any other, but it won't stay that way for long. Alex had seen many things through his drone, but none so terrifying as this. As he flew his drone over the rugged peaks of the Appalachian Mountains, he suddenly saw something he almost couldn't believe. He knew he had to investigate further, so he went to see it for himself. If only he knew then that his life would never be the same after this. Alex had been on a mission to capture the endangered red wolf on camera, but instead captured something that could change his life forever. He let the drone hover in the same place and began to hike in its direction. He could hear the silent zooming sound of his drone in the distance, even though it was out of sight. It was obvious that no one had been here in a while, even though the Appalachians were a popular hiking spot. When he started his hike, it had been late in the morning. He had figured it wouldn't take him more than 2 hours to walk up to the top of the mountain. But now that he was actually on his way, he realized he had made a bit of a mistake. The mountain was higher than he had anticipated, and he had no water or food with him. He figured if he got really thirsty, he could just eat some snow. It wouldn't be very tasty or healthy, but it would be better than dehydrating. So he kept on walking. After about an hour of walking, the sun was high in the sky, and he actually began to feel very hot. His belly began to rumble from hunger, and his mouth was dry from thirst. Alex decided to briefly stop to eat some snow and rest. His stomach dropped as he realized the drone's battery was at 1%. Alex quickly pressed the retrieve button, but it was already too late. The screen turned black, and Alex heard his drone crash into the rocks in the distance. Knowing he couldn't leave without his drone, Alex had to move forward. He gave himself a quick pep talk and continued with his hike. He pushed himself to the maximum of his capability, but as soon as he arrived at the top of the mountain, his stomach dropped. He saw a great white expanse of snow, but not his drone or the things he had seen on his screen. As he scanned his surroundings, he suddenly saw his drone a little way down a cliff, stuck between a couple of rocks. He decided to climb down, even though he knew it was a very stupid idea. He quickly walked to the edge of the mountain, his heart beating in his chest. If he were to slip and fall, it would mean his death. He slowly crouched down and turned to face the mountain. He lowered one of his legs and sought a split piece of rock that wasn't slippery. After his one leg stood strongly, he lowered his other leg and slowly climbed down. Alex took his first step down the cliff with great care. The path was steep and treacherous, demanding his full attention. Every step forward was deliberate, avoiding loose stones and sharp edges. Suddenly, his foot slipped, jolting his heart, but he quickly steadied himself, becoming even more cautious. At one precarious point, Alex clung to a jagged rock, his grip the only thing preventing a fall. Gravity tugged at him, forcing him to muster all his strength to stay stable. This position intensified his awareness of the risks, leaving him momentarily doubtful about continuing. Was retrieving his drone worth such danger? The fear of falling weighed heavily, but he pushed past it, focusing on the task at hand. Gathering his resolve, Alex moved carefully, testing each step. His eyes locked onto the drone just meters away, driving him forward. Reaching the drone, he felt a wave of triumph. His hands trembled, not from the cold, but from the adrenaline. However, the reality of climbing back up with the added burden quickly tempered his relief. The ascent proved grueling. Though the drone wasn't heavy, it threw off his balance and slowed his pace. Frequent stops to catch his breath became necessary as exhaustion tested his resolve. Each step upward was harder than the last, but Alex reminded himself of the importance of his mission. Completing what he started mattered more than the struggles he faced. As he neared the summit, hope rekindled. The thought of reaching safety fueled his final push. When he finally stepped onto solid ground, relief and awe overcame him. The stunning mountain view provided a stark contrast to the perilous climb he had just conquered. Taking a moment to rest, Alex allowed himself to savor the victory, but his respite was short-lived. In the distance, scattered mysterious objects caught his attention, sparking a new sense of adventure. The exhaustion and fear of the climb faded as curiosity took over. Alex set off toward the strange shapes, his earlier ordeal now a distant memory. The closer he got, the more details emerged. The shapes appeared man-made, out of place in the natural surroundings. Standing before them, Alex felt his anticipation peak. As he uncovered the first object, his heart raced. It wasn't natural, but a human-made artifact carefully hidden in the wilderness. This discovery turned everything on its head, leaving Alex on the brink of uncovering something extraordinary. As Alex uncovered more objects, he noticed each had a distinct, unfamiliar shape, partially hidden under snow and tarp. These items hinted at secrecy and a possibly sinister purpose. The effort taken to conceal them heightened Alex's unease, suggesting they were not meant to be found. The way the objects were hidden gave Alex a foreboding impression. Whoever placed them here clearly intended for them to remain undiscovered. The remote location and meticulous concealment hinted at a dark, hidden agenda, deepening his discomfort. Questions flooded Alex's mind. Who had put these here, and why? What was their purpose? The mystery surrounding the objects grew heavier with every detail he observed. Suddenly, the sound of approaching footsteps shattered the stillness. Alex quickly hid among the rocks, his heart racing. Two men appeared, moving purposefully toward the crates. Their deliberate actions and focused searches confirmed they were no ordinary hikers. From his hiding spot, Alex observed as they carefully handled the objects, their behavior reinforcing his suspicion that these crates held something illegal or dangerous. After what felt like an eternity, the men finished their task and left. The engines of their vehicle faded into the distance, but Alex's unease lingered. Though the immediate threat was gone, he couldn't shake the feeling that the danger was far from over. Just as Alex prepared to leave, a strange noise froze him in place. It wasn't the sound of engines, but something else, eerie and unnatural. The noise seemed to emanate from the crates, both warning him and drawing him closer. Torn between fear and curiosity, Alex made a calculated decision to return for another look. The weight of his choice bore down on him as he approached the crates. The risk of the men returning loomed over him, but his need to uncover the truth outweighed his fear. With his heart pounding, Alex reached for the tarp. The sound grew louder, urging him forward. As he began uncovering the crates, the strange noise intensified, pushing him to move faster. What secrets lay within? He couldn't stop now. He was determined to reveal what had been hidden in these mountains. As Alex lifted the tarp, what he found inside took his breath away. Instead of inanimate objects or contraband, he found endangered animals like the red wolf, trapped and scared. This discovery changed everything. It wasn't just about curiosity anymore, it was about a crime against nature. Alex knew he had to act, and fast. Finding the endangered animals hidden inside the crates, Alex realized he had uncovered a criminal scheme. This wasn't just about smuggling goods, it was about harming innocent animals. His discovery could help stop those responsible and save these creatures. The situation shifted from a simple adventure to a fight for conservation and heroism, with Alex at the center of it all. Fame was unexpected for Alex, who had set out that day with a simple goal. The appreciation from others made him realize the significance of what he had done, bringing attention to the cause he inadvertently championed. In the days that followed, Alex had time to reflect on his adventure. He thought about the risks he took and the lessons he learned along the way. As Alex looked back on his unexpected journey, he felt hopeful about the future. The adventure had ended, but it marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Inspired by the impact he had made, Alex was eager for his next adventure, knowing that his actions could inspire change. The story concludes with Alex more determined than ever to contribute to the world, one step at a time.